Yes, thank you everybody for coming to this morning's satsang program. See, many of you are still coming in. So this is New Ahobilam. Ahobilam refers to a cave. You would have seen when you were driving in the direction of where is this?
Is there?
Oh, it's okay. It's behind me. So you're not getting it right. Yes. So it's a cave where Lord Nrsimhadev appeared in the place called Ahobilam in India. It's high on the rock, so it's in. Sorry. Why are you reading? Switch your mics up all those points. Hare Krishna. All the mics up. Okay. Hare Krishna. Still getting the feedback on this mic. Let's see if we can sort that sound out for you quickly. Sound is very important. Switch it off.
That's
Sorry. Okay, Hare Krishna. Full more volume. Okay. Hare Krishna. Little bit more volume. That's right. Thank you. Yeah, you can come forward. You know this is a cave, it's not a very big temple hall room. So, and there's many people visiting. Okay. So, okay. This morning we have a discussion on the Bhagavad Gita. You know this book? Few of you are shaking your heads. You know this book?
yes.
Yes, that's better. Yes. Sorry, still getting feedback with this mic. Please see if you can hear it. Yeah, so we have a Bhagavad Gita, which is the sum total of all the Vedic knowledge put together. And we were reciting the verses from here. What do you know about Bhagavad Gita? You said you know Bhagavad Gita. What can you tell me about the Bhagavad Gita? Anybody can raise their hand. Now you get nervous when I say raise your hands. Oh, there we go. Yes.
Okay, Arjuna is asking Lord Krishna a lot of questions on the battlefield.
Right. He's asking.
And it's a journey within your soul.
It's a journey. Arjuna is asking you questions to Krishna. Who's Krishna? Supreme Personality of Godhead. Supreme Personality of Godhead. Who's Arjuna? You have to know.
Pandava brothers.
He's a warrior. Yeah. Okay. It's good to know. Because if you don't know your product, someone may sell you fake goods and take you for a ride. It's happening all over. Right? Yeah. So, yeah, you have to know the book. You have to know what's. I know it stays on the shelf in many houses when I go. stays in a cupboard, very nicely kept. Cupboard is polished, shining. The books get open. The books, maybe you don't have time, but you should take. But if you don't, Srila Prabhupada said, even if you don't understand, you will keep reading. It'll become understandable eventually to you. So, the Bhagavad Gita is spoken throughout unlimited universes. Krishna and Arjuna goes. There's no limit to this conversation. Okay? This conversation that we have the recording here is spoken. Do you know how many years ago? Do you know?
5,000.
5,000 years ago. 5,000. You know anybody else's conversation that lasted 5,000 years? No. 5,000 years. Actually, it's longer than 5,000 years. If you read the Bhagavad Gita, it's actually more than 5,000 years. You know this? It's more than 5,000 years? Yeah. So, I'll read from the 4th chapter. I just want to make this point. The 4th chapter is called Transcendental Knowledge. Okay? You know what's knowledge? I used to do university programs, right? So I ask all the students in the university. We used to go to Natal University, USO, PM Harrisburg, ML Sultan, Nelson Mandela Medical School, Mongosutu campus in Amlazi, and many other places to go. So, knowledge means to know. Because when I asked what's knowledge, no one was giving me the answer, yet everybody came there to learn something, to know something, but they didn't know what was knowledge. So, transcendental knowledge refers to knowledge beyond just eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. What's the first one I said?
Eating.
Everybody has to eat, right? Just like one friend of mine, one time he was distributing Prabhupada's books. So the person said he went to one house. So he was telling me that these people, we're not Hindus or we don't buy these books. So I said, sell them a cookbook. They have to cook, right? Yeah. Yeah, cool. Take this. Yeah. So, Bhagavad Gita is dealing with consciousness. Consciousness has no material designation. Okay? Better. It's gone off now. Sorry, everybody. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Sit down there. Hare Krishna. Yeah. Sound back on. And it's not even load shedding. I was making that point. So eating, everybody will eat. Everybody will sleep. Everybody will reproduce. You can come. Okay, come here. Yeah. And everybody will defend. Do you know the budget for defense in a country? Exorbitant. But we learn that the animals do these same things. These are common between the animals and the human beings. So then what's the difference between the animal and the human being? What's the difference? Because, our defense system, we got so many defense systems. Alarms, we've got guns, we've got missiles, We've got aeroplanes, the animals have their teeth and their claws. The Shingadev has his teeth and his claws. He has no AK-47, but he can take everything down. You have your AK-47. So this eating, sleeping, mating, and defending in Sanskrit is called ahara, nidra, baya, maitun. These four things are common between the animals and the humans. But what makes the human being of a higher intellect? If the human doesn't go beyond these four things, as Srila Prabhupada would say, the human beings do these four things in a polished way. In a polished way. You may, eat in a fancy dining area. The dog may be sitting outside and eating on the floor. But the eating is going on. You may be sleeping on your fantastic, egg blow, whatever, egg blow, resto bed with your bamboo pillow. The dog will be sleeping outside. Both are sleeping, both are dreaming. Who cares that time? What can bed and sleeping is sleeping. To reproduce, the dog is on the road. Human being will not. It will be in a polished way, in a fancy apartment. Defending, as I said, we've got gun, this, that, the dog is going to go fight. What makes a human being so much more special? Yes?
Because the animals operate by instinct, but the human being has the faculty of the intellect that enables them to distinguish between right and wrong.
Actually, I was coming. Some of you came from Durban here. Raise your hands. Wow, I'm from Durban. I schooled at Ganges Secondary. There for many years. I live in Bluff. So I have to drive from that side to come. So as I was coming, there was a dog on the road. Here in Verulam, the Verulam dog is very intelligent. So, this dog came out of a driveway. I went onto the road. So I came up the road. So I thought he'll run across. He ran back into the yard. That dog is very intelligent. Maybe he's a human being. Right and wrong about what? What makes a human being? You're sitting inside the answer. You're sitting inside the answer. Hey, raise your hand and say something. Yes?
Power of higher thinking.
Yeah, so, okay, the power of higher thinking, that's right. Beyond this eating, sleeping, ahara, nidra, baya, maitun, it's beyond that. These four things are common between the animal and the human. But you said, so what is that higher thinking? Yes. What's a higher thinking? Yeah, difference between?
Right and wrong.
Okay, but what's right? I just said the dog was right. He ran back in the yard. It was a drunk man walking on the road, fell down or mocked him. I had to phone the police. I had to phone an insurance company. I had to take the car to penalties. Or even, maybe not even a drunk person. What's right and wrong? What is that right and wrong?
The mind.
Yeah, what about the mind? Yeah, but what about it? Intellect. Yeah, intellect. I just said the intelligence is used to make AK-47. The dog got his teeth and claws. He can defend. So what's the difference about your intelligence? Yours is just a polished intelligence. Obviously, yours. I mean, you are just speaking like that. What's the difference? Yes, Marity.
We have the highest word, the human word.
Yeah, so, but I'm saying, all what you're saying is correct.
So.
What about the soul? What about soul? What Prabhupada calls the society? International Society for what? What consciousness? Not consciousness. Consciousness is there. Consciousness how to eat, how to sleep, how to drink and dance, and you dance in the temple, other fellows are dancing, that dancing is going on. But there's a difference. You said right and wrong. So, Krishna consciousness, right? That is the original state of consciousness. We lost that consciousness. That's why we came into this world. This world is called Mritya Loka. Loka means a place. Mritya means death. Nobody wants to die. Why nobody wants to die? Because by nature, the soul is Sanatan. We don't die. We're eternal. But because we are put into a situation, abnormal situation, we have the fear of death. Srila Prabhupada gave the example that when you're sleeping, when you're fast asleep, and you have a nightmare, what you want to do? You want a nightmare to continue? No, you want to wake up, right? Of course, if it's meant to work, the next day you want to sleep longer, isn't it? And there's no nightmare. But if you really have a nightmare, you want to break that terrifying condition. But nightmare, the tiger is coming to pounce upon you, but there's no tiger. Somebody else is there in your room. There you're sleeping, probably sleeping. And then wake up, all perspiring even. No tiger was about. How you experienced it? The dream consciousness. So, that is called at night, everyone is sleeping individually. In the day, everyone is dreaming and sleeping collectively. Both are sleeping and dreaming. In the night, individuals, at night everyone's sleeping. During the day we say we are awake. But from a spiritual perspective, we're still asleep. So the human being, this human body is meant to atato brahma jigyasa. I have to inquire why I took on this body which is undergoing birth, death, disease and old age, which I don't really like. I am bombarded in so many ways by different types of miseries. What is that? Ariyatmik, Aribautik, Aridevi. Durga Devi, she's in charge of this Mritya Loka. She sits on a tiger. Right? She has weapons in her hand. She's known as the Durga means fort, prison, fort. Everyone is trapped. Everyone is trapped. She has all these weapons in her hand. What do you think those weapons are for? Someone take a stick and do. Mommy does like, take a stick for me. Take the stick. You know what it means when your mother has this stick. Durga Mataji, she has all these weapons. You know what that means. When you're naughty, in that way, the chastisement is there for you. So what you do? We say, no, we do Durga Puja and we bribe mommy with one box of lemon chocolate. No, it's not so easy. Like that. We try to do all these things. Sristi Siddhi Pralaya Sadhana Shakti Eka Chayeva Yasya Bhuvanani Vivarti Durga Ichana Rupam Api Yasya Testateta Govinda Madi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Sristi Siddhi. This creation, this destruction is under the direction of Durga, who's under the direction of Govinda. Govinda Madi Purusham. Yeah. So she is Jaya, she's the shadow energy. of Radharani. Prabhupada gave the example. Criminal law and civil law. Radharani, you see picture of Radharani temple somewhere, you can find. Yeah. Radharani doesn't have any weapons in her hand. But when the children are naughty, your mother, same mother who was feeding you and carrying you and all, when you're naughty, what comes? To put you back on track. Like that. So Durga Devi, she has this trident in her hand. Trishul, you saw Trishul. Ariyatma, Arideva, Aribota. 3 types of miseries we are inflicted with by our own body. Cold, flu, leukemia, cancer, you name it. You go buy one insurance policy, life cover, the fellow pull a thing out there, medicals. Testing, check his blood, check his pressure, check his sugar. See these fellows. They don't ask you if you're happy. They ask you if you're happy. They ask you if you smoke. Non-smokers reduce premium. Right? And they ask you all these questions. Go read that question there. Read that question. Joint pain, this pain, that pain, earache, eyes, chest. So many things, everything going wrong. If you analyze it from that perspective, why we took on this material body. Ariatmic, Aridevic, Deva, by the forces of nature. Heavy storm, wind, snowfall, earthquake, catastrophes are there. The ocean is flowing onto the land, tidal wave, floods. Sounds familiar. Never thought about it. Now this human being, the dog won't inquire about all this. The animal is limited to ahara nidra bhayamaitun, eating, sleeping, mating and defending. And then there's miseries caused by other living entities. When you fast asleep, can't even sleep in your own house, that you have a fancy alarm. Then you have to wake up with a light on, with other living entities. I give you practical examples here. People sometimes say, oh, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna consciousness, it's too complicated, we got no time. How simple is all this? You just read it. So all these mysteries are there. Like that. Like that. We are not meant for suffering. We are Anandamaya Vyasat, just like how you are dancing and chanting before Lord Nrsimhadev. That is your position. Anandamaya. We want to be happy, we want to be blissful. But in so many ways the miseries simply come. All that happens in this material world, one after the other. And what you have to do, you have to become a clever dodger. You just have to dodge the bullets. Dodge this way, dodge that way. All miseries are always coming like that. Or death, disease and old age. Bhagavad Gita, 13th chapter. So coming back to the point of 5,000 years, we were saying. So I came to the 4th chapter, transcendental knowledge. What we're discussing just now about consciousness, why we came here, why we're suffering, why there's so many natural disasters and we have to give up this body and all that stuff. When we inquire into that, it's called Atato Brahma Jigyasa. Now I'm inquiring into the absolute. This is a human inquiry. So the right from wrong. To just keep the right on the bodily concept is not right enough. To keep the right on the mental platform is still not right enough. To keep the right on the intellectual platform is still not right enough. To keep the right on the platform of consciousness coming back to soul, the Atma, That is the absolute right. Get it? Are you your body? First of all, you're not the body. Bone, skin, blood, mucus. According to Brihadaranyaka Purana, there are 72,000 nerves in this body from the Vedas. Your nerves are like your wiring. Like your wiring. Sometimes you get, you have to go, you're getting pain, they go check the nerves. It's like, the wiring when there's a short circuit. The wires are touching or somewhere, there's no power. Just now we had a problem with the wiring. You see? So in that way, you have to understand all these things. Okay? So, coming back to that, there was a friend of mine, he was distributing books in Europe, Bhagavad Gita. So, the person told him Bhagavad Gita was, he mentioned 5,000 years, right? Then, the person said, your religious scripture is 5,000 years. Well, our one goes further than that. I just asked you just now, whose conversation is more than 5,000? Actually, there's no. So he responded to that person that, I'm going to read this. Listen very carefully. To ask questions in the end, so you can remind me about what I spoke. Not to test you, to test myself. Okay? Prabhupada says, it says here in the 4th chapter, in the beginning of the millennium known as Treta Yuga. You know Treta Yuga? This science, it is science. You go to school, what is science? Theory, practicals, and conclusion. Right? Theory, practicals, and conclusion is science. In Vedas, it is called Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojana. We have a relationship with Krishna. We act in that relationship. Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojana is the result of it. I come to my original state of eternality. Satchid Ananda. I am eternal. Sat, Chit. I am full of transcendental knowledge. Ananda. I am full of bliss in my relation to Krishna. Otherwise, you can't have bliss in a relation to dead matter. Dead matter. No consciousness. You knock some material objects. Okay. So, this science of the the science, religion means the relationship. Okay? With the Supreme. Sri Prahlad Nrsimhadev Bhagavan Ki. So curtain will open at, I'll stop at 12. Right? We'll do the arti after that. We'll do arti, then we'll take prasad. Okay. So we'll do another 20-25 minutes. The science of the relationship with the Supreme was delivered by Vivasan. You know who's Vivasan? You know Vivasan? You know Vivasan. He's shining right now. Every morning you offer Jal. Surya, his name is Vivasan here. Okay? So where this relationship with the Supreme was delivered to? Bhagavad Gita is spoken to Surya Bhagavan as well. We don't only have a copy here and you have a copy in your house on the shelf too. You can shine at Surya if you read. Okay? It was delivered by Surya to Manu. See the word Manu. Man. Manu, being the father of mankind, gave it to his son Maharaj Ishvaku in the dynasty in which Lord Ramchandra appears. Where we had Ram Leela. Gave it to his son Maharaj, the king of the earth planet and the forefather of the Raghu dynasty. Okay? In which Lord Ramchandra appeared. Therefore, the Bhagavad Gita existed in the human society from the time of Maharaj Ishvaku. So we just say 5,000 years because Krishna, but before that, it's like this. What season are we in now? What's it? In winter. Okay. But summer is existing somewhere else. Autumn is somewhere else. Alright? Like that. Spring is somewhere else. Everything is always there. We are always existing. Now we are existing here. Before we came here, we were existing by our house. Before that, we were existing by the work, by the office, tomorrow somewhere else. When we give up this body, depending on our consciousness, yam yam papi smaram bhavan chijat ansakale varam tamtameva itikuntiya sarat tat bhava bhavitaha. Whatever the consciousness is saturated with, and desire will take the birth accordingly. Lord is so merciful. If I want to roll in the mud, give me a piglet's body, like a little piggy. Corresponding like that. You get it. Everything's explained. Prabhupada explained so nicely everything. 14 times circumambulated the globe. In 10 years, what he's compiling, writing, people can't figure out how he did it. How he did it. They can't figure out. Okay? So you must take advantage of your Bhagavad Gita, science of self, Prabhupada's giving. At the present moment, we have just passed through 5,000 years of the Kali Yuga, which lasts for 432,000 years. The duration of Kali Yuga is 432,000 minus 5,000. Kali Yuga is still a small, like 5-year-old. Kali Yuga has to grow further and further. The personality Kali is a person, Kali. He runs on 4 legs, quadruple. He runs on 4 things. And these 4 things, the Acharyas have asked us to stay away from for the development of our consciousness. Okay? Number 1, what we eat. Right? What we eat, we're meant to take prasad. We're not meant to eat food which is tamasic type of food, rajasic, onion, garlic. You know why? All these things are good there. For the development, for your benefit, you know, it's like that. Right? So, what we eat, so very important. And these things which are tamasic food, rajasic foods are not good for the development of consciousness. You find sometimes when somebody passes away traditionally in a family, they tell you some must eat saltless. Why you eat saltless? No, it's saltless. You read in Bhagavad Gita, it tells you food that is too salty, too pungent is rajasic food. So at that time when somebody leaves, we are meant to understand what happened. The sum total of all terror is there. You get terrified, people are crying, you know what's happening, like that. So if you eat food that affects your consciousness negatively, then you become depressed. So, Kali moves on tamasic food, where there has to be slaughter in the food. Like that. Very important. Yeah. Prabhupada would say, no meat eating, no intoxication. No intoxication. To catch you in a roadblock, that's another story. I don't want to go about that. Intoxication. That's one type of intoxication. Don't drink and drive. Stay alive. Yeah. Why? Because it impairs you when you take certain type of, I would say, beverages, tablets, intoxication, substance abuse, all these things. They're not good for the development of your consciousness. It works the opposite way. So Kali expands. No gambling. No gambling. Like that. Because gambling destroys truthfulness. It destroys truthfulness. People get themselves in a fix. Then they have to lie. They become dishonest. So many things from that dishonesty. People break up family. Even with intoxication. No illicit sex life. We discussed this in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna gave the example. He said, Krishna, you're telling me to kill all these people? You know what will happen? You know what will happen? The woman will become unprotected. If the woman become unprotected, unscrupulous man will drag her and take her away. That's what happens when there's a war. The party that's defeated, so the one that wins. So the commander-in-chief will tell his soldiers, take all those girls away. Take them away. What happens? They become with child, they don't know who's it. The child is standing by the road begging, you don't know what's going on. That child is forced to act criminally, becomes known as a word we said out of it. It's called Varna Sankara. That was one argument Arjuna put forward. From that, everything else falls to pieces. The Sanatana Dharma starts to break in the family. Then he gives the example that if the Sanatana Dharma breaks, first of all, I'll be implicated. Krishna, you're telling me to fight. I'll get the sinful reactions. What will happen? Who will offer pinda? Who will offer to the forefathers? You do Petra like that, a pinda. Who's going to guide them? Who's going to do it? Everything will fall to pieces. So, these four things. No illicit sex, no gambling, no intoxication, no tamasic foods. Why? Because the Kali expands on these four. Therefore, the Acharya has started in Kali's capital, New York City, where it's all happening. Prabhupada went to New York City, right in the middle of Kali's capital, and he said, I will push you back. Kali says, but it's my time, but I will push you back. And Prabhupada did that. And therefore he said, you follow these things. You break his four legs. He can't move. Together with the chanting and the hearing. In this way you can come to your original state of Krishna consciousness. Ananda Maya. Otherwise, it's like a dog running around trying to catch his own tail in circles. Okay. Kali Yuga lasts for 432,000 years. As soon as Krishna wound his pastimes, Kali was standing in the corner, waiting to step in. He stepped in. But as I'm saying, the Vaishnava Acharyas, especially Srila Prabhupada, has pushed him back. Okay? Kali Yuga, do you know the date when it started? There's a date, it started in February somewhere. I got it written down. Anyway. It's around there. Before this, there was Dwapara Yuga. Okay? Dwapara Yuga, and there was Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, like that. So Kali Yuga is 432,000 years. If you add another 432, it becomes 864. So before Kali Yuga is Dwapara Yuga. So that's the duration. So you add another 432, you will get Treta Yuga, 1296, like that. And you add another 432, then you will get the duration of Satya Yuga. Got your maths lesson for today? Right? Good. Now, Krishna says, Prabhupada is writing, thus some 2,005,000 years ago, Manu spoke the Bhagavad Gita to his disciple, the son of Maharaj Ishvaku. Okay? The king of this earth planet. The current Manu is calculated 305,300,000 years, of which 120,400,000 have passed. Very high figures, we can't even capture it. Excepting that before the birth of Manu, the Gita was spoken by the Lord to his disciple, the sun god Vivaswan. A rough estimate is that the Gita was spoken 120,400,000 years ago, and is being in the human society extend for 2 million years. It was re-spoken by the Lord to Arjuna again 5,000 years ago. That is the rough estimate history of the Bhagavad Gita. Nobody can compare. There are other scriptures in this world that are followed by other people. They are scriptures, they are directions, but they are not Sanatan. They are called non-Sanatan. You'll read Prabhupada writes on purport. They are called non-Sanatan. They don't compare, because here you're dealing with the consciousness, as I was telling you, from dead matter to the senses, to the mind, to the intellect, to the individual consciousness. So, we've got our figure now, right? So my friend, I was telling you, he was in Europe, he was distributing. So this person said, 5,000 years? How was he 7,000 years? So he opened this and he read. The person said, oh, please go for me, I don't want to talk to you. Okay. So, okay. We're still good for time. I was reading from the first chapter. Last week we finished the first chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, and we gave some recapping about Arjuna's reasons not to fight, sinful reaction. He was feeling sorry for everybody. The first verse of the Bhagavad Gita, there's an inquiry by a blind king, Dhritarashtra, to his secretary Sanjaya. Sanjaya and Dhritarashtra are sitting in one room, but by the mercy of Vyasadeva, Sanjaya was a disciple of Vyasadeva. Vyasadeva, you heard of Vyasa? Veda Vyas. Veda is the knowledge. You have a divider in your house where you keep things. Vyas means a divider. One who divides the one Veda into Rig, Sama, Yajur, Atharva. Okay? So far what we spoke is clear. Anything complicated or said you can't understand, not valuable, please raise your hand and tell me. So everything is fully applicable. Understood. Not NA, not applicable. Fully understood. Thank you. Yes. So, this discussion was going on. So, first of all, the opposing army, Duryodhan. You heard of Duryodhan? His name is Duryodhan. Duryodhan means one who's a dirty fighter. I don't think mothers keep their sons, children named Duryodhan or Ravan. No, you keep nice names for the children like that. Sweet names you keep for the children like that. So, Duryodhan is talking to his commander-in-chief, Dronacharya, on the battlefield. He's observing the armies. And he's looking at Arjuna because the Kauravas were 100. The Pandavas are 5. Obviously, 100's going to wipe 5 out. But they got a problem. They got a big problem. Problem is, Krishna is on the other side. On that chariot that Krishna and Arjuna is sitting on, that was donated. They got a donation for the chariot. By who? Agni Dev gave the chariot in donation, right? And on that chariot there's a flag that's on the top, and you see this flag everywhere. It might be got by a house too, outside. Who's on that flag? Hanuman! They got a big problem. All these are signs of victory. All these are signs of victory. And when we are connected like this, in this way, with Krishna, Arjuna, Hanuman, then very easily we surpass birth, death, disease, and old age. When we disconnect from this winning formula, then we are bombarded with birth, death, disease, and old age repeatedly through 8,400,000 species that we can be take our birthday. There's 8.4 lakh, 8,400,000 species. And somebody said that the human birth is the highest. That was correct. Why is correct like that? Because one can inquire into the absolute. So these were the reasons. Hanuman is there. All the reasons are there. Okay? So we finished that chapter. And at the end of that chapter, Arjuna, he decided, or he decided to not fight. Sanjaya said, I'm just reading this text. Sanjaya said, Sanjaya is speaking to who? They are sitting in the kingdom. Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra is a blind king. He's blind, but he wants the kingdom, but he can't see it. He is also blind spiritually, Prabhupada explains. He's also blind. Dhritarashtra means one who will not give up the property. Some people pray for property. Just go to Durban Magistrates Court and check the files. It's just going on and on for years. Like that. So, just read text 46 and I will read from chapter 2. And we got a few minutes. So, text 46. Sanjaya said. So, Sanjaya, I said he was the disciple of Vedavyas. What's the meaning of Vedavyas? The name is a person. One who divides the Vedas, he puts them into divisions. Okay? Then from there, Sanjaya was his disciple. Vedavyas was so powerful because they were recording. You know, like, see how I've got this phone here, it's recording, and you were recording. So, Vedavyas together with, there's he, you see the marble, white marble. Ganesha. You saw a picture of him. He's got his one tusk out and he's recording. He's recording a conversation. You see? Yeah, he recorded everything for you. So, yeah. So, Sanjaya is in the kingdom, but by the mercy of Vyasadeva, his guru, he was able to envision and hear this conversation on the battlefield. Prabhupada said, just like television. You sit in your lounge, you put the television, they are broadcasting from somewhere else. Same thing. Prabhupada says, but television in the way, heart, in the consciousness, in the heart. So, okay, very strong. Sanjaya said, Arjuna, having thus spoken on the battlefield, cast aside his bow and arrow. You carry bow and arrow, you don't want to fight just for showing off. No. And sat down on the chariot, his mind overwhelmed with grief. So, he's so stressed out, Arjuna, about the situation. He needs to come out of the stressful life. And that is called, I call it yoga. You know, you practice yoga, so many boards, this, that. People are stressed, they need to go to yoga class. But unless one connects with Krishna, there is no perfection in yoga. Simply, maybe Prabhupada says to lose your fat. You're doing yogic exercises. That won't help. So we're on chapter 2. Arjuna decided not to fight so far. Okay? He's given reasons why. Okay? Now, chapter 2, contents of the Gita summarized. Sanjaya Uvacha Tam Tata Kripaya Vistam Asrupurno Kulane Kasanam Visidanam Idam Vakyam Uvacha Madhusudana. Okay, so now I want you to repeat after me. We're going to do the word for word. Sanjaya Uvacha.
Sanjaya Uvacha.
Sanjaya said, Tam unto Arjuna. Tata thus Kripaya by compassion Avistam overwhelmed Asrupurna Akula full of tears Ikshanam eyes Visidantam lamenting Idam these Vakyam words Uvacha said Madhusudana the killer of Madhu. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Few words at a time after me. Sanjaya said Sing Arjuna full of compassion, his mind depressed, his eyes full of tears. Madhusudana, Krishna spoke the following words. Okay, so I will read the purport. You don't have to repeat after me. Prabhupada explains. It's like when somebody left us in this world, isn't it? Full of tears, mind is depressed in so many ways. Battlefield. Death is going to be there. When I have a beach party on the battlefield, are they? Oh, there's a war. They're fighting here. Serious. Prabhupada says, material compassion. No, you don't have to repeat. Material compassion, lamentation, and tears are all signs of ignorance of the real self. So when somebody passes on, we don't see the real self. What we see there, but the crematorium is here, by the Ganga. We see the body. Right now we can only see each other's body. You can't see me, I can't see you. Right? But you can hear. Sound is so important. Therefore, the Vedas are known as Shabda Brahman. Transcendental sound vibration, Prabhupada says. It awakens us. Compassion for the eternal soul, Prabhupada says, is self-realization. The real self we don't see. We can't say, we're crying, he's gone, he left us, I'm going to miss him. You're crying. All these things are explained. Very important for you to open this Bhagavad Gita. The word Madhusudana is significant in this verse. Lord Krishna killed a demon Madhu. You know Madhu, demon. You heard of Madhu? You heard so many. Kamsa and Ravan and Hiranyakashipu. So there's one demon, Madhu. At the beginning of creation there was two, Madhu and Ketava. They were manifest from Lord Vishnu. Srila Prabhupada briefly mentions in the 7th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam this lila. So what they did, they attacked Lord Brahma at the creation and they wanted to destroy the Vedas, the Vedic knowledge. People like to make their own religion. What he thinks and they don't want to take authority like that. So in this way, they've taken this knowledge from Brahma. They tried to steal. So Lord Brahma approached Krishna. Lord Krishna like that. You saw one feature of the Lord. He has the horse's head. He's known as Hayagriva. You saw? Hayagriva. So in that feature, the Lord killed. Now it's time to live. Okay. So this Madhusudana was destroyed in this way. So I'll stop there. Thank you very much for such a great audience and attending. It's time for Aarti. You're going to have Aarti. Take prasad. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Kore Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Gaur Premanande. Thank you. Thank you.
जय लक्ष्मी श्री देव की भक्ति प्रवाद श्री